Hello everybody and welcome to Shelby This Week. Shelby Township is up for a big national honor, all based on our community's rich history.
A Macomb Township woman charged with second-degree murder. Coming up, I'll tell you what she said in court during formal arraignment.
And residents spooked by ISIS. Macomb County is seeing 2 fake ISIS threats, but police say they are both just misunderstandings. But first, a local woman is saying she was the victim of domestic abuse, and that is why she allegedly shot and killed her husband. As Charlie Cadotto reports, despite her reasons, she is being charged with second-degree murder.
This Macomb Township home, the center of a crime scene on November 25th, one day before Thanksgiving. Police say 61-year-old Julie K. Shimilak is accused of murdering her 75-year-old husband at about 4:30 in the afternoon. Shimilak appeared at 41A District Court 5 days after the alleged crime for formal arraignment.
Can you see me all right, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Shimilak charged with second-degree murder, punishable by up to life in prison. Dressed in jail uniform, she was quite talkative in court.
My money is in evidence, and I am suffering from battered woman syndrome because he threatened to kill me for 4 months now.
Ma'am, you do have the right to remain silent, and I'm going to advise you it's probably in your best interest to exercise that right.
Psychologists say battered person syndrome is usually seen in women who have faced abuse.
Battered woman syndrome, or BWS, is defined as the violence of affects physical, emotional, or mental upon perceptions, beliefs, and behavior of victims.
Shimilak also alleged other ailments in court.
I have bipolar disorder and paralysis of half my left arm
From what?
physical abuse.
Moments before the arraignment, Detective Sergeant Renee Yaks appeared for a warrant hearing. She told the magistrate that initial findings show Shimilak presumably shot her husband from a distance.
He was inside their home in a den, said to be sitting at a computer.
Shimilak also charged with manslaughter and felony firearm. Police say she did not have proper credentials to carry a gun. All this quite a shock for this quiet subdivision. Neighbors did not want to talk on camera, but tell me police blocked off the home for hours. Police say their investigation has not yet ended. For Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadotto.
Shimilak will be in court again December 21st for what's called a preliminary exam. That is to review the evidence in that case. Well, for the third time, Shelby Township is being sued by a local towing company. But Nick Buckler tells us this lawsuit is a bit messier as they accuse township leaders of taking bribes. But the township says this suit has no merit.
Rules Towing had been providing the township's towing service for the past 3 years, but they were not given a bid this time around. And the response is a lawsuit.
Well, in our opinion, they're what is deemed in the law to be disappointed bidders. They were not awarded a bid after the township followed procedures and put it out for bid. There are a couple reasons they weren't awarded the bid, but most primarily, the rules required that they attend a pre-bid meeting. They chose, although they knew of the meeting, admitted they knew of the meeting, they did not show up at the meeting.
Vito Stralis, owner of Rules Towing, said he actually was not aware of this meeting.
The complaint alleges board members accepted dinners and sporting and event tickets. And can you touch on this at all?
Yeah, absolutely. The fact is that when you file a lawsuit, you bring your best foot forward and you plead it. And you say things like, with examples and evidence. And what's happened here is what we see as bold assertions with absolutely no evidence to back it up. So what they've said is these things happened, but they have no proof. When they have proof of things, they attached it like a contract that's attached. So frankly, this stuff is irrelevant. The taxpayers are not going to have to defend, in my opinion, a case that has baseless allegations with no evidence. So I expect the federal judge to dismiss this case as soon as possible.
The towing company is in belief that Utica Van Dyke Service was awarded the bid due to alleged bribery of certain township officials.
It's a shame, and that what's happened here is this former vendor for the township has chosen to sue board members individually as well as in their capacity as township trustees or members of the township board And that's wrong. But the thing that I think is worse is they dragged our new police chief into it. And here he is trying to wear the neutral hat, trying and doing his best job to evaluate everyone. And somebody that didn't follow the rules and didn't get awarded something is now personally coming after him. And I'm proud to say that the township board and the township's insurance company that's handling this matter is aggressively going to stand up for this chief, this process, and the way it was handled.
The new vendor Utica Van Dyke Service did sue the township back in 2012. However, that case was dismissed. As far as rules towing, their case against the township has a hearing scheduled for February of next year. For Shelby This Week, I'm Nick Buckler.
A 17-year-old boy who survived a major car accident at Stony Creek Metro Park will stand trial for an unrelated minor in possession charge. Gregory Bobchick is one of the 2 boys who survived the crash back in May that killed 3 other teenagers. A couple of months later, police went to his home near 25 Mile Road in Hayes and discovered Bobchick was under the influence of alcohol. His trial for this incident will start in January, but he will be back in court facing charges related to that crash later this month. Well, Township Police are asking for your help in identifying 2 liquor-lifting teens. Police say 2 boys walked into the Hong Kong Cafe near 25 Mile and Shelby Road in late November. They waited until an employee went inside of the kitchen. Then one boy went behind the bar and grabbed a bottle of Grey Goose vodka. The manager tried chasing them, but they got away and still have not been found. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Shelby Township Police Department. And police in Sterling Heights are investigating after a Meyer was evacuated for several hours over a misunderstanding. Police say an employee was in the parking lot located at 16 Mile Road in Van Dyke when she started talking with a customer. He had just purchased a new backpack and brought up ISIS in conversations with her. The customer then left his old backpack in the shopping cart, which was later brought inside to the lost and found. After the comment about ISIS, the employee brought up the encounter to the manager, who then evacuated the store. After a canine team search, no threat was found. Police say all of this seems to be a big misunderstanding, but are continuing to look into the incident for possible charges. And here in Shelby Township, residents brought their own fears to police over a Burger King bag. Police received reports over a suspicious bag in the middle of Wildwood Court near 22 Mile Road last month. Residents believe the bag was placed there by ISIS, but it turned out to be a paper bag from Burger King with trash inside of it. Well, Shelby Township is putting its best and most historically significant foot forward as it tries to become a part of the Preserve America program. Preserve America is a federal initiative started by the White House in 2003 to sustain and support history in local communities. Shelby Township's application focuses on historical landmarks and events located in the area, such as the Andrews Schoolhouse Museum, an annual Pioneer Christmas event. Becoming a part of Preserve America could earn the township grants, national travel publicity, and a certificate of recognition. To date, almost 900 communities have been recognized nationwide, but if Shelby is chosen, it will be the first in Macomb County. Well, Shelby Township is decking the halls with the annual Christmas tree lighting. Stacy Sansatero was there and has this report.
'Tis the season as Shelby Township gears up for its annual Christmas Aglow.
He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice.
We have a huge crowd tonight. It's amazing to see all the families out here, and we're really excited to see that. We'd like to give a special thanks to Cindy Martell from our office that really puts this all together and behind the scenes does a lot of work, so special thanks to her.
Merry Christmas!
We have a beautiful building here. We have Hope Chapel, we have the schoolhouse, in the train, so it's all lit up now. Definitely has that small town feeling. We had some great feedback. The people love it, and it's just been a great change. We have a beautiful campus here, so let the people see it, enjoy it, go on the horse-drawn wagon rides. Once again, just like the small town feeling. So we're really excited about it, and everyone's having a great time.
1, 2, 3.
Right there.
How do you and Santa feel about coming out and seeing all the kids in Shelby Township?
It is our favorite place to go. We count the days till we come to Shelby. The children, the community, the parents, we just feel at home. It's just a marvelous place.
Merry Christmas!
Well, just a few minutes away here on Shelby this week, a military recall, what local police are being ordered to give back and why they are not happy about it. And PB&J for Thanksgiving, how Oakland University students are helping underprivileged families in our communities. After the riots in Ferguson and Chicago and many other places across the country, local police are not strangers to the idea that events like that can happen anywhere and at any time. But Macomb County is being ordered to give back an armored military vehicle. President Obama issued an executive order to recall weapons as part of a demilitarization of local law enforcement. Here in Macomb County, the Sheriff's Office received an armored vehicle in 2004. Shelby Township Police Chief Robert Chalide says those vehicles are needed by police to transport officers to and from dangerous situations, and he is not happy about the recall.
Basically, what you're doing is you're opening up our officers to dangerous situations where we're going to be unprotected. For instance, these Paris attacks just happened a few weeks ago. That could happen anywhere. And obviously, we have 78,000 residents here to protect, and I don't like it. And this is a weapon that we would, not a weapon, but a vehicle that we would use to transport our officers to a secure location. And the fact that they're taking away from us is, like I said, I think is totally ridiculous.
Sheriff Anthony Wickersham will be asking the Board of Commissioners to allocate money in the hopes to buy military equipment to recoup the future losses from that recall. A driver going the wrong way down the street was spotted by an off-duty police officer in Shelby Township and is now heading to court. A Michigan State Trooper saw the driver as he was going the wrong way on 26 Mile Road just west of Van Dyke. The trooper called 911 and then followed him into a subdivision. Police say the driver then sat in his car for a brief period of time, and when he began to drive again, Shelby Township Police arrived and pulled him over. The driver was arrested for operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Well, Shelby Township Police are on the streets making sure you slow down and drive safe. The department, along with other cities, have started a proactive enforcement program along M59, also Hall Road, responding to complaints of aggressive driving. Since the start of the program in October, police have written more than 1,300 tickets, mostly for speeding. Their goal is to reduce crashes and remind drivers to slow down. Police will continue to increase enforcement efforts throughout the holiday, so remember, take it slow, and even though it's difficult, be patient in that Hall Road traffic. Macomb County's future is trending in a positive direction, at least that's what County Executive Mark Hackle says. In his State of the County address, Hackle says the population continues to grow by 19 people every day since 2010. He also discussed the big investment being made into Macomb by General Motors, Ford, and Fiat Chrysler.
Our economic development strategies have been focused on a number of things. Strengthening our core industries such as automotive, advanced manufacturing, defense, and aerospace. Leveraging technology and innovation to expand capabilities. Encouraging entrepreneurship and investing in workforce development.
Hackle also talked about President Obama's stop at the Macomb Community College South Campus this year. He says Macomb County has a chance to become a growing business, entertainment, and recreation destination outside of Metro Detroit. Well, with the new year comes a new county planner. Stephen Kaysen will retire as the executive director of the Macomb County Planning and Economic Development Department. Kaysen has been working for the department for more than 13 years, but now he'll move into a new role. He'll be working with the urban planning consulting firm and also teaching graduate courses at Oakland University. The assistant executive, John Paul Rea, is slated to step into Kaysen's position pending the Board of Commissioners approval. Students at Oakland University celebrated Thanksgiving not with turkey and stuffing, but with peanut butter and jelly. 300 students participated in the university's Day of Service, making sandwiches for underprivileged families, blankets, they made those as well, for kids, and a host of other projects.
We gather 15 nonprofits from across Metro Detroit to bring service projects to campus. That way students can volunteer without leaving campus. Giving back to the community is huge in retaining students here at Oakland University. We want to make sure they feel a connection to their campus and a connection to the community outside of that.
There's going to be shoes made for kids in Uganda who do not have shoes, so that these kids cannot get jiggers in their feet, because jiggers will go in their feet in Uganda, and then they have to take the jiggers out of their feet.
We have Beyond Basics, where they're making bookmarks for children in Detroit school districts who are encouraged to read. We are making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for Grace Centers of Hope in Pontiac as well.
Our students at OU are amazing. They are so excited to help the community, and they've been here since 9 a.m. Coming in and out, and we've had hundreds come.
Oakland University hosts a Day of Service twice a year. Well, coming up, start filling your gas tanks right now. Gas prices are at a record low, but we're going to tell you just how long you have until they go back up. And Henry needs your help, how social media is helping a retired police dog from right here in Shelby Township get treatment for a life-threatening infection.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Well, if you want to take advantage of the low gas prices, you better fill up right now because they are not going to last. Gas prices here in Michigan have fallen to the lowest in the country for the first time since 2009. According to AAA, the state average is at $1.79, but the national average is just over $2. Here in Macomb County, we are seeing an even lower price of $1.60. Analysts say the lower prices are because refinery production has improved. But as usual, this is not going to last. Prices are expected to rise within the next month and will remain around $2 until mid-February. Well, it is an age-old debate, a real tree or an artificial one. So as you are getting ready to put up your Christmas tree, Arthur Schenk is here to tell you there are actually some pros to the real trees.
It's that time of year again. The time when people start decorating their yards and houses for the upcoming holiday season. And sure, some department stores start in October, but now is the time that people start putting up Christmas trees. And if you haven't started yet, a little trip down Van Dyke Avenue can have you hanging those family heirlooms on your new tree in no time. The Flower Barn Nursery, which recently moved from Hall Road over to Van Dyke, has been busy since November.
The season starts basically right after Thanksgiving. The trees are up and they're ready to be sold, and people are looking for stuff. We do start with the gray blankets here that start on November 15th. We're making everything here at this location. Now we're into a lot more of the Christmas decorations with the patio pots and the wreaths and that sort of stuff, and as well as all the Christmas trees.
And if we stick with Christmas trees, tell me a little bit about your selection and what seems to be the hot tree this year.
The biggest trees usually are the Fraser firs. They seem to hold their needles a little bit longer than the other ones. It's a pretty hardy tree. Scotch pine is the traditional Christmas tree, but people seem to like the Frasers. It all depends on what size room you have. Of course, you get the people that want the larger trees just because they have a larger room, but no, most people are getting the traditional 7-foot tree.
About a mile up the avenue at Santa's Forest, the trees, like those at the Flower Barn, come from Michigan, a state that's well known for their Christmas trees.
Yes, we grow them in Missaukee County, which is the Christmas tree capital of the world. Basically nothing but trees up there, it seems like. They're all grown from northern Michigan. 7 different kinds, white pine, Scotch pine, Douglas fir, Fraser fir, concolor fir, balsam fir, Black Hill spruce, blue spruce, white spruce.
With Michigan ranking third in the nation for number of trees harvested, roughly 2.5 million of the country's annual 30 million, we Michiganders should have an advantage in selection and price. But 30 million trees cut every year? Clear-cutting forests can come at a price. But through learning from our past mistakes, that problem has become a thing of the past.
Usually for every one tree we plant 5 to 10 for every one, due to the different things that happen because of Mother Nature. Sometimes you might lose half of a field. So for us to get the amount of trees that we have to plant quite a few extra.
Oh, we've been selling trees forever, and I guess that's never really been an issue because once these trees are cut, they always, replant new ones, and, it's just a constant turnover.
So in turn, the harvesting of one new tree produces many more in its place. Add the fact that real trees are biodegradable, they smell great, and compared to artificial trees made from plastics that use oil to produce, and the fuel used to transport them from China, real trees make more environmental sense. That's not to say you should throw out your artificial tree, as they do have benefits, such like you don't have to buy a tree every year, and you don't have to vacuum up all those little pine needles out of your carpet. Keep in mind this fact, that the trees will continue to be grown at a higher rate than they are harvested. Because it's not only bad for the environment to cut one's trees down entirely, but also bad for business, especially if you plan on selling trees next year. For Shelby This Week, I'm Arthur Schenk.
Arthur, thank you. Or as every child in Shelby Township or Macomb County would tell you, real, fake, it doesn't matter, just as long as there is a place for Santa to put those presents on Christmas Eve. Well, more than a dozen snakes are being examined and treated after animal control officers removed them from a home in Macomb County. Police received a call about a couple in Washington Township who were illegally selling, get this, exotic snakes from their home on 26 Mile Road. The homeowner surrendered 14 snakes, including ball pythons and cord snakes, to animal control. The reptiles were found in aquariums and rubber storage tubs, all of them needing medical attention. The couple may face animal cruelty charges. A local restaurant owner is being honored for serving dinner to more than 300 homeless residents in our community. State Representative Peter Lucido and State Senator Jack Brandenburg presented the award to Enrico Roselli, the owner of La Dolce Vita in Shelby Township. Roselli and his family, along with a team of volunteers, served free Thanksgiving dinner to homeless families who didn't have a place to go for the holiday. The dinner included turkey, stuffing, greens, and of course, pumpkin pie. And we have information on job opportunities here in the township and around the rest of the county. Kroger is looking for an hourly associate for its bakery department. Applicants will bag groceries, assist customers, and help prepare gourmet dishes. Beaumont Hospital is searching for a clerk to process incoming calls and maintain patient scheduling. And dawn to dusk cleaning services, they are looking for a housekeeper to add to their team. Applicants must provide their own transportation. For those jobs and more, head to our website at shelbytv.org. Well, you may remember the name Canine Henry. He is a retired now service dog here in Shelby Township. But as Nick Buckler is here with the story, things have changed a little bit for Henry, and not in a good way.
Yeah, he's dealing with an infection right now, and it's one that is way worse than most people thought it ever could be. Social media continues to be the #1 way to spread awareness about concerns in the community. The latest addition is retired local service dog Henry.
He started experiencing some problems. I took him to the vet. They told me that he had an infection, and they wanted to keep a close eye on it. And over the past couple weeks, it's been getting a little bit worse.
His owner started a GoFundMe page to help cover the cost of an operation that would remove a life-threatening infection from the canine. The support from the community was overwhelming. When she shared the link on Twitter, it was retweeted by Spike of Mojo in the Morning, which led the page to be seen by thousands in the Metro Detroit area, including Kelly Stafford, the wife of Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford, who donated to Henry's cause.
So I said, please retweet if you can. And then he retweeted it. And as soon as he did that, I thought maybe I could reach out to Kelly. So I put a link on her Instagram. And then about 20 minutes later, I noticed that the page went from, I think, $475 to $675. And I looked on it, it said, thank you for your service, Henry, from the Staffords.
Henry is an 11-year-old German Shepherd who has served his previous 10 years with local police forces. He still practices his training skills and is in good spirits, awaiting his surgery. The goal has now been raised to $5,000 to cover some additional costs.
So, Nick, I think there's going to be a lot of questions here. Henry is a retired police canine here in Shelby Township. Why is the township not kicking in anything?
Well, actually, all townships and all police departments actually stop the benefits as soon as the dog retires.
So that's a normal thing across the board?
Across the board, normal.
What we did not hear in that story, though, is what type of infection he has.
Well, it is a little bit kind of personal.
Sensitive.
Very sensitive. It's a private region, and we're going to leave it at that, for the respect of the family and Henry.
Okay. All right, Nick, hopefully he feels better pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you much. Also, in Shelby Township, a new police dog is serving the community. His name is Morpheus. He has been sworn in with the Board of Trustees meeting, and next week here on Shelby This Week, you're going to meet him thanks to Stacey Sansatera. Well, Vince and Joe's Gourmet Market is kicking off the holiday with their annual Holiday Taste Fest. The community gathered for wine and food tastings, chestnuts roasting on an actual open fire, and to listen to carolers. Guests could also bid on gift baskets, which benefited Toys for Tots and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. A Christmas tree was lit, and Santa Claus even joined the party. And before we leave on this edition of Shelby This Week, local Boy Scouts took time away from earning their badges to do the honors of holding the colors at a Detroit Red Wings hockey game. Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts from Pack 382 were from Shelby Township again. They held the flags during the national anthem at Joe Louis Arena. The boys then got to enjoy the game, which the Red Wings won, by the way, in a shootout against the Buffalo Sabres. And that is it for Shelby This Week. You can watch us all the time at shelbytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. Just search Shelby TV.